Hello there, folks, and welcome back to another game of League of Legends. Well, how to put it? Well, another recording. This game was basically, I could say, one of the most awkward games in which the team, kind of a team, actually, you will see for yourself. It's a game that's very tricky to explain in a way.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
This time we went Vayne and Lulu, since I usually play
30
utility
seconds until
supports.
minions spawn.
And I remember the enemies could also come through this way, so spend time here. Now, the enemy chose a somewhat aggressive approach, that of playing Pyke and Yasuo, though it was interesting
Minions
to
have
see Pyke
spawned.
with exhaust. The enemy had Irelia, Lee Sin, and Galio. 'Okay. Max health, magic damage. Ah, okay. 10% through damage from all magic damage they take. Ah, okay. Remembered.
First blood.
I fall in war. All will die. Do not.
Zealous!
And while on bottom lane things go quite, well, ordinarily. There's nothing out of there's nothing out of the ordinary in bottom lane. Ah, that was an interesting play from LeBlanc. Ah, okay, so it's no longer 1.5 seconds to trigger the mark. Here Amumu tried the flash immobilize with his Q, but unfortunately the minions got in the way. Oh, it's actually not an immobilize, it's a stun. Oh, okay. And, well, this scene kind of ruins our lane.
Tearing flesh. The ground is sown in blood. All will crumble.
well, that was a kill. That was a kill. Not a good beginning for the Volibear.
Hammer fist! Whammo!
And she got killed, unfortunately. Now, the advantage we had on bottom lane was that, well, Pyke was kind of always away. Well, at least they managed to get a kill on her. Now, leaving Yasuo alone on the lane wasn't necessarily the bad thing. Well, he didn't get much farm, but at least he managed to get a lot of experience much faster.
Going somewhere? Big blast! Men need scars. What is one more?
Shut down.
That LeBlanc actually played much better than I thought. But I knew she actually played well. Along bottom lane we pushed Yasuo back in the base.
1,000 scars. What is one more?
Don't know why Volibear's fighting Irelia with little to no mana.
Die. Die.
Leave none alive.
Obviously Irelia takes both of them down. Because Irelia, and well, she's in the enemy team, you know how things go.
Killing spree.
Well, that LeBlanc actually made short work out of the enemy, but well, unfortunately she doesn't possess much of a carry potential as many people say. I used to play LeBlanc a lot in the earlier seasons, season 4. Okay, so it's still 18 seconds, I guess.
Down.
And I shield Vayne, we get a kill. The point was, with Spike leaving a lot, at least we managed to ruin Yasuo's experience gain. This allowed me to easily help Vayne go through, well, the most difficult part of most AD carries game, aka the beginning.
Keep.
I am the storm born in war. I fall in war.
And obviously, I would say Volibear got tilted. Within the game, he definitely got tilted because, well, I don't think he actually got too much support. That Pyke has literally been like everywhere.
My final lesson.
Oh my gosh, the cooldown on this ultimate is so big.
Haymaker!
Ah, okay, so you don't cast it on an ally, it's just the champion's position, somewhere around them, okay. Wait, she does have 525? Oh yes. In the meanwhile, I chose to help Amumu a bit. Ruin the vision. I got to see that Lee Sin is doing his wolves. Meanwhile, my AD carry got a bit cocky. I don't know if that help of mine really mattered, but one thing is sure, we got a kill. I kept pinging Amumu that I'm coming. It took a while to understand that, and we managed to actually save him. It's like I kind of predicted. And Guardian triggered, as well as I cast my shield. And Volibear got so tilted in the game. He didn't swear, he didn't say anything, but he just got tilted and would like literally not help us at all. He would just go his own random path.
That's it.
I wonder if Galio after his rework is still a good counter against LeBlanc.
Feel the brains.
Alright, so Vayne had successfully passed the beginning of her phase, the beginning of the game. It's actually
Braestrom consume you.
well, that was a good shutdown over there for the team, because, well, it was actually 4-2. Pike came back to help his Yasuo. Now, I don't know whom among the enemies were premates, but in our case, only me and Vayne were.
Let's do this then. My wings, your face.
Shut down.
Well, they both got kind of the same amount of bounty. Amumu got 50 extra gold, but oh well.
Face the wind.
Removing the bounty ain't actually a bad thing.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed. Turret
I
plating will
froze a
fall
bit
soon.
the lane so that the carry would simply much easier take the farm instead of actually farming them under turret, which is a bit more difficult. The game didn't look too good for us because, well, they were getting a fed Lee Sin and obviously an Irelia. I don't know why it's actually minimized, but okay, it's not much of a problem. Let's actually see.
Take your shot.
Go.
And Irelia would simply push stop.
See.
Second time Amumu comes and, well, tries to stun someone, but unfortunately they're not in the range. And the shot from the turret is absorbed by Guardian.
Right.
The enemies engage Drake.
Both wings.
Ionia call! Shut down. Shut down.
I do get killed in there.
Face the wind.
Vayne manages to escape at the exact right time.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Ultimately,
Turret has been destroyed.
neither of the two choose to pursue one another.
Don't have long. Let's fight. Feel the whoosh. Mend me.
Hextech rocket build. That Galio would have been so annoying with that item and his old ultimate that would taunt enemies for 2 seconds. Taunt also including the fact that 50% less damage is implied. Okay, so having by far the greatest vision score. Meanwhile, there was no other fight happening.
Wing punch.
Fortunately, Lee Sin missed his Q.
Gotcha.
Obviously, Irelia comes. Finally, the team actually manages to bring her down. In our team, only one died for this team fight. Finally managed to get my locket. Found it quite useful against their, well, composition. The good thing was Yasuo was still behind, but well, Immortal Shield Bow and Berserker's Greaves.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Face the wind!
Shut down.
Well, Yasuo did have good reflexes. Well, that actually saved Amumu, but the important thing was that Vayne needed her farm.
Come get some!
I have Vayne move swiftly.
Aha!
That was a good play from Amumu, but well, I couldn't simply kill him.
Stop their retreat!
That locket was actually superb in there. Like, that locket made it actually a bit clutch. It's an item that many people simply kind of ignore, but if someone is exaggerately fed, well, that's not gonna be the best item to get. But still, as a support item, I find it extremely useful.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Well, finally mid actually
Better bite down! Flap!
and Volibear wouldn't help us, cause why would he? Let's see what everyone else actually still chose. Vayne 9-1. Yeah, began another Forbidden Idol, because 10% extra shielding is never too bad. I don't actually know if it affects Locket as well. Now, that was an excellent flash from LeBlanc. Super annoying character. And obviously Volibear wouldn't help, because the heck, why would he? And Pike gets the kill.
Shut down.
But, well, it's actually good, because he shares the money with everyone. The more he shares the money with, the better, because, well...
All will crumble!
obviously we went upwards and, well... Volibear would simply not help anyone. There are such people who, you know, want to turn their misery into the misery of others. Because, well, he may not have received the help that they needed, but, well... Point is, it really doesn't matter. Many people take things way too, you know, they give too much importance to things. Alright. Oh, okay, so her ult at... she's level 13. Okay, so her ult is 30 seconds cooldown. Well, at least it doesn't have 24 seconds or so cooldown as it used to have back in the times.
Hey, everybody! Hammer fist!
Keep.
Obviously, they kind of constantly push Uh, that was a bit problematic.
Impure fools.
Dominating.
It was the time to withdraw because, well, I was expecting the enemies to come. I increased his movement speed, therefore well, my carry wasn't hit. Well, I don't know if they would have been hit, but psychology says that if an ally of yours is hit by one of your enemies, the other ones will take it as an opportunity. It's like they have now increased chances to bring the character down. Just because they now suddenly have less HP. The game was extremely awkward from many situations, like so many random things, like Volibear always constantly pushing lanes.
I am the storm.
It was actually an interesting engage in here. It was a game in which everyone farmed like mad.
God.
Remember the Placidium!
Dragon spirit.
Kai!
Born in war, I fall in war.
Rue!
And well, Irelia simply melts because she's Irelia. Immortal Shield Bow. Oh my gosh, this is dense, really.
Blue team has slain the dragon.
And we bring down the bottom turret.
Big blast.
The last outer turret to fall. We decide to withdraw because it was still an important thing. We actually needed to withdraw. Let's actually see what everyone else had. Oh, so many broken immortal shield bows. Okay. Since Vayne required farm, we would still go back on bot.
Reckoning. Spirit!
1000 golds. That was actually a superb.
Executed.
Well, she did get an execute, but still it wasn't bad. Now we had to go back because, well, the only thing Yasuo would know was just push. Well, I went on detecting or trying to detect any words. Apparently there were none around. And Vayne decided to... that moment was so troll. Obviously, Volibear would still push solo because, well, why not? Guess he got so pissed that he just wanted to troll. Turning your pain into other people's pains is definitely not a very good, reliable thing to go. Giving in to impulses That's not very good though, one can say.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I was not worthy.
I bet they actually right click the minion instead. I sort of when LeBlanc does that. While on bottom lane we simply broke down the second turret. We didn't touch the other one because, well, we didn't want to risk it. Vayne kept farming, finally going beyond the threshold, the 200 minion threshold. Enemies kind of reunite. The problem with our team was that
Ionia still stands.
hey, that was a big flash from me. I kind of expected her to flash. I wasn't sure whether she would do it, but you know how people are, they, you know, simply want a lot of kills because at the end of the game you definitely want to either showcase your friends how many kills you've made if you win the game, or you know how many kills you've made if you lose the game, you know, because victimization is also a thing. Now the point in this game is that when someone would engage, the other ones would simply come. Herd mentality is actually not necessarily good.
Get your guard up.
Impure fools.
And obviously Vayne doesn't withdraw because why would you? And obviously you can't run from Irelia. So many of these champions you can't run away from, so yeah, that's kind of annoying. The enemies managed to get a 4th Drake, which, well... Oh no, the second one, wait, we had 3 Drakes. Which gives them the extra damage and ability power, as well as having the magic resist.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I don't know if that flash would have... if that flash was in any way important. And obviously Volibear simply prefers to follow his own path. He did get some good stats though. Meanwhile, Vayne got her her share of the farm from bottom lane, and then simply comes mid. We both come mid because it was quite important. The inhibitor fortunately is, well, lucky enough to survive, and the enemies didn't seem too interested in backdooring. There was a ward there, but for some reason I didn't see it. So the enemy... Oh, okay, so the enemy
Team's turret has been destroyed.
chose Duskblade as well as Boots of Mobility. Okay.
Braestrom consume you! We'll take you all on! Tearing through!
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Okay, so apparently he goes full armor.
dies.
None of this! Transmogulate!
And we get killed here.
Aced.
The mist devours all.
Those trapped in darkness need light the most.
Don't know where these two quotes were actually triggered, where they came from.
Have a beer!
Now the enemy took Baron. This obviously why not.
Whammo!
Meanwhile, Volibear constantly pushes
One more.
separately, and the team simply, well, we handle quite well 4v5. I mean, Amumu and LeBlanc, they do have a lot of deaths though, but they're not bad, like literally, they actually go so well. But the problem was, if someone got in a fight, both Amumu and LeBlanc could not stop from, you know, also doing that. Well, obviously, Irelia chose to go back to base.
Let us see whose spirit is stronger.
Climb up here and say that to my face. 1,000 thoughts! What is one more?
And that's the problem with them. One engages, even if it's a stupid engage, the other ones are like, well, they can't stop it. I chose to withdraw because there was no chance I could do anything in there. And obviously the team kind of began to throw. LeBlanc came back, but well, I don't see LeBlanc that well in late game, especially against, you know, well-fed enemies. Oh my freaking gosh, distortion W, her W 6 seconds cooldown. That's a bit painful to see.
Red team has slain the dragon.
And well, we didn't have much damage, so we couldn't bring down the minions. Fortunately, there was only, you know, one pushing, the other ones were still back. Let's actually see what everyone had by now. Now, apart from their Irelia, the lanes, the enemy weren't also doing too good. But it doesn't matter how many kills and deaths you have, it's all about using your champion wisely, because even a single, you know, use of your kit correctly can turn around a team fight. And in late game, if you turn a team fight around, it's, well, kind of GG, I could say. And Volibear chose to engage on Lee Sin, but well, Lee Sin simply runs away. And we get to bring Irelia down. It was the only way we could actually win the game. She was the most fed in the game, so yeah, that's the point. And with Volibear not doing much to help us, obviously we had to do everything possible. And well, I pinged to the team that, you know, Yasuo wouldn't do anything else other than simply farm.
Knuckle up, that's it.
Oh my gosh,
The
that's
first swing.
that was kind of a problem, because if one would engage, everyone else would also do the same. So yeah, me and the AD carry were kind of left standing. So we kind of remained the same, the two of us having to defend. Now the situation didn't look good at all. Though Lee Sin is said to kind of fall a bit late game, or probably a lot. Well, he didn't seem to do quite bad anyways.
Impure fools.
Well, that was an activation of Vayne's ult. Actually, I'm curious, how long does it cool down? Ah, okay.
Braestrom consume you.
So leaving the farm to Volibear, we headed back to mid. The point is, well, Vayne thought that Irelia would be dumb enough to actually stay in the bush, but you never underestimate your enemies, because, you know, it's the enemy. So level 5, the bonus she gives is 35.4 move speed and 35% attack speed for 4 seconds.
Break their lines! Adorabus! Up we go!
Like, the amount of CC we threw on her was like really unhealthy, but that was kind of what the only thing we could do, because, well, you don't bring Irelia down, she will.
Cast.
My wings, your face. Men.
Dragon spirit. I failed.
And this is how we kind of won this part. We took the Drake also. We had 3 Drakes giving us attack, damage and ability power.
Those trapped in darkness need light the most.
I'm guessing it comes from the Drake. Don't remember hearing those voices too often. We were still somewhat behind in terms of kills, although we had more Drakes and we also had a Baron Nashor, but, well, the point is, we managed to turn things around. Obviously, the only problem it was, well, having to kill Irelia. Now,
I am the storm.
obviously Volibear would still engage.
Fight down.
Leaving us constantly 4v5. That ultimate was like,
Time for reckoning.
I don't know what that Yasuo actually was interested in doing, but well, okay.
To the chin.
Big Vayne, okay.
Both ways.
And well, this is when they kind of threw.
Red team's inhibitor has
I could actually say that LeBlanc played like mad. Like, definitely she had the plays.
red team's turret has been destroyed. Rampage. Red team's turret has been destroyed.
And
Has disconnected.
this is how we actually managed to turn the game around. This one actually was a ranked game. Well, all this being said, hopefully you enjoyed it. Plays were made, mistakes were made. Hopefully you like it. Feel free to like and subscribe, share it with others in case you also want them to uh, learn some of the things. Remember, all these games are to simply show mistakes and plays, not to shame anyone. You are appreciated. Take care, Ferenjan Board signing out.